Hi, friends. This is Ernest Sears Jr. with SOS Consulting, and I'm coming to you today to talk about the importance of praising openly and providing critical, constructive criticism in private. For those of you that are in management or in leadership, you have no doubt had the opportunity to do some coaching and to address your team openly in front of everybody. And there certainly is a very big difference between the reception you get when you're speaking to people about accomplishments, giving them positive feedback, giving them praise, affirmation, words of affirmation, letting them know that they did a job, commending them on a job well done. That goes over very, very well. Conversely, if in public you actually begin to provide harsh criticism, even constructive criticism done publicly, while you may have the best intentions, you may even feel that it's better to give constructive criticism in public so that everybody knows that you're treating everybody the same or equally, even though you might have really good intentions. That almost never goes over well. Almost never goes over well. People are so prone to feeling humiliation, feeling, like you've damaged them in public, or they've lost face. Anytime that happens in public in front of people, they are so busy having those types of negative emotions around what you're saying that they're not going to be able to appropriately process the amazing constructive feedback that you're giving them. They can't process it because they're blinded by the fact that they're actually something negative or something not totally 100% awesome is being pointed out about them in front of their colleagues, in front of others with whom they even may be in competition. So as a rule of thumb, you praise publicly and you provide constructive criticism or feedback in private. This is a rule of thumb that will definitely help you in all aspects of your business, whether it's dealing with your employees, whether it's dealing with colleagues, whether it's dealing with business partners. I would imagine that those of you who have kids have had a situation where you've had to discipline your kids. And oftentimes it's just not convenient to be able to wait until you can get to a private place to do it. And sometimes I understand, especially when they're young, it's very important to be directive and to correct them as quickly as possible, because if you wait too long, it's human nature not to remember or not to tie the criticism, the penalty, the constructive feedback with the actions and behaviors that are being referred to. So you have to make sure that there is a quick follow-up when there's actions, behaviors, things that happen that don't go well or do not meet your expectations. Those need to be handled and addressed quickly, especially when someone is just now starting a new job or doing a new task. Because if you wait too long to give them feedback, they might not even remember what it is you're referring to. They might not even understand what it is that you are criticizing them for. So it's going to be very important that you make sure you tie those two events together. So the infraction or whatever they do that requires, your constructive feedback or your penalty, that needs to happen shortly after the infraction, shortly after this situation takes place that is below expectations or below standards. So even though that has to happen quickly with adults and with people that are in professional positions and people that are your colleagues, you really need to make sure that you provide that type of feedback in private. Very, very important. Just imagine your own situation, or imagine how you would respond if it's your boss or a colleague openly criticizes you about something that you did not do correctly. I mean, that's going to hurt. That is going to, that's not going to feel good. And let's say they're right. Maybe they're pointing out something that you really did do wrong, incorrectly, and it's something that really requires immediate improvement. That may all be true, but you're still not going to receive it as well and process it as quickly and make the necessary adjustments to be able to improve that behavior if all you are doing is feeling humiliated and feeling like you've been pointed out to be picked on. So remember, if that is not something you enjoy, if you did not enjoy when your boss criticized you publicly, or your friend or a colleague criticized you publicly, make sure you don't do that to other people. We want to make sure that we practice what we preach. Just like our kids, those of us who have kids, just like we learn that, oftentimes they're not really listening to what we say. They're actually following our example. They're following our behavior. They're doing what they say. Monkey see, monkey do. So whatever they see us do, as opposed to what we say, is what they're going to wind up doing. I'm sure you've been in situations where you've seen a kid, using profanity, and saying things inappropriately, and then the parent gets a red face, or they say, I don't know where he or she gets that from, and you know exactly where that kid gets it from. That kid heard the parent use those profanities, and so that kid is only mimicking the behavior and the actions of that parent. And so the parent can say all day, hey, you should not curse, you should not use these words, you should not do this. But if that parent does those things, the kid's going to do it. And so there has to be some congruency, some alignment between what we say and what we actually do. And so often in our lives, if those things don't match, if what we say does not match what we do, that is going to cause us to have difficulties, in many areas of our lives. Whether it means, whether it's with your kids, with your teenagers, your relatives, your good friends, your colleagues, your business partners. When there's not an alignment and congruence between your actions and your words, you're going to have some, that's a question of character. It may even be a question of integrity. And so you really want to walk the talk, and you really need to be able to practice what you preach and lead by example when you have people that are looking to you for leadership, looking to you for guidance, not only in business, but oftentimes in other areas of their lives. Check yourself. It's, we all from time to time need to reflect on how well our actions and our words are matching, and how good of a job we're doing matching our words with our behavior. Yeah, sometimes it can be challenging, and we all need to be reminded of that. So in summary, I'm saying here that one of the biggest leadership guidelines is to openly praise in public, say great things, give affirmations in public in front of the whole team. But when it comes to constructive criticism, when it comes to difficult conversations, when it comes to anything, any feedback or conversations you have to have with someone that are not altogether positive, if it's not something that is completely positive, then you should make sure that you have those types of interactions in private. One of the most important lessons to learn and to apply to your own life, not just your corporate job, not just your business, but to your personal life, because personal integrity, all of that stuff runs over into your public persona, your business life, and can affect your ability to build trust, can affect your business ability to make deals, negotiate deals, have great business relationships. A lot of that is established on your ability to have your words and your actions match. So again, this is Ernest Sears Jr. with SOS Consulting coming to you to talk to you about the importance of praising openly and providing constructive feedback in private. Thanks again, and next time we talk, we will be dealing with the really important topic of building a bench, having a succession plan. Take care. Bye-bye.